Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Youth Zone with Sister Aurelia. Did you know that the way you dress tells something about you in another way? It can identify you with a certain group or class. This was true even thousands of years ago when the Bible was being written. For example, in the Bible of 2 Kings, we read of the messengers reporting back to King Ahaziah and telling of the meeting a man who gave them a certain message. The king asked, what was the appearance of the man? When they described his garments, the king said immediately it was Elijah. How did he know? Because Elijah wore a distinctive garment of the prophet. Actually, we read this from 2 Kings chapter 1 verse 2, then verse 5 to 8. To be identified as a prophet was an honorable thing. But another Bible example shows that one's dress could also link one up with that which is dishonorable. To attain a certain purpose, Judah's daughter-in-law Tamar took off garments identifying her as a widow and put on a shawl and a veil and sat alongside the road. When Judah came along, the record says that he at once took her for a harlot or a prostitute because she had covered her face with a veil. Her dress gave her the appearance of a prostitute of that time. Actually, we find this in Genesis chapter 38, verse 13 to 15. Today, just as back then, the way we dress can link us up with certain classes of persons, even though we may not practice what they practice or believe what they believe. I have seen some people who pretend and dress like religious. They pretend to dress like sisters and they are identified as nuns. People assume that we at least sympathize with a class of persons who dress that way. Can we blame them? Manner of dress distinguishes not only policemen, firemen, or nurses. It also distinguishes people whose occupation is dishonorable. Today, prostitutes seldom wear shawls or veils as they did in Canaan some 3,500 years ago. However, their very revealing, suggestive clothing now points even more plainly to the profession they practice. Among men, those who favor revolt or radical political action have also worn distinctive styles, and so do some homosexuals. Do we want to be linked up with any of these? And if we dress like them and have problems as a result, as when trying to get employment or to qualify for a certain privileges in a Christian congregation, should we be surprised? It also comes with our hairstyles. What should determine our hairstyles, young ladies? There are many styles in which you can arrange your hair. Down through the centuries, hairstyles have varied from country to country and from one period to another. Does it make any difference which hairstyle you choose? Yes, it does. Human pride has sometimes produced very extreme hairstyles. For this reason, Apostle Paul and Peter found it necessary to counsel Christian women not to be extravagant or to put too much importance on hairstyles. Peter wrote, "Do not let your adornment be that of the external braiding of the hair and of putting on of gold ornaments." We find that in 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 3. In recent years, however, the hairstyles of young men, especially very long sideburns, have drawn particular attention. They even plait dreadlocks as young men. Yet didn't men in the Bible times generally wear their hair longer than is customary in most lands today? Undoubtedly, they did. But something else is equally certain. What? That men's hair was still consistently shorter than that of women. That is why the Apostle Paul could write to the congregation at Corinth, Greece, and say, "Does not nature itself teach you that if a man has long hair, it is a dishonor to him? But if a woman has long hair, it is a glory to her." That is in Corinthians chapter 11, verse 14 and 15. I'm not the one that wrote it. How does nature teach us this? For one thing, among wavy-haired peoples, such as the Semites and Europeans to whom Paul was writing, there is usually a significant difference in length that men's and women's hair will naturally grow. In most cases, the length is naturally shorter for men. At the same time, people have generally recognized that it is the natural thing, the proper and fitting thing for men to cut their hair to a moderate length, shorter than that of women. For a man or a boy to wear his hair so that he looks like a girl is not natural. Rather, it is a typical of an age and lands where homosexuality is on the increase. And the Bible shows that homosexuality is contrary to nature, both unfitting and detestable in God's sight. Actually, we find this in Romans chapter 1, verse 26 and 27. Does this severely limit us? No, for just as with clothes, so with hairstyles, there is a wide variety of ways of arranging one's hair that are pleasing and attractive without being modest or unnatural. There can still be refreshing variety without going beyond the bounds of what is right in God's eyes. My dear young people, what you dress, what you put on from your house going out, classifies you with a certain group of people. And if you go to a place and maybe you are looking for a job and they don't give you the job, don't blame people. We have different values. There are values of the Catholic Church. There are values that are pleasing to God, that God will not be happy with you if you go doing things in a wrong way. Dress modestly, keep your hair neat and well kept. I tell you, you will be valued and respected in the society. If you find that people are not respecting you because of what you are dressing or how you are carrying yourself, don't be angry or take things for granted. I know this message, many people might not agree with me or might not like it, but you must not like it. But take what is in it and live with that. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video.